How did he do in that? I
He
think
was doing
it's
pretty well. He was facing RSVP and it was 1-1. Um, and I think RSVP advanced. I see him
yep,
playing DD right now, so
yep. Destiny lost 1-2. It says. Okay, so
unfortunate.
yep. So this is going to be game number 3 in the Thunderzark finals. FXOSheth is going to be spawning over here on the right side as our purple Zerg. And requesting that he quit splitting his Marines because NOVAstalife, aka Complexitystalife, pretty good at doing that, although didn't work last time. Didn't even need those banelings to clean up that Marine force though. Just sacrificed all those lings, so see what Stalife has planned for this. This is usually considered a Terran favored map just because of the potential of drops on here. Both dropping in the main and on the high ground of the expansion. It can be really hard to hold a base for Zerg here. But Sheth getting it the best he can, does get cross positions.
Yeah, although I think Stalife's medevac with those Reapers can be really good. You can drop them on that high ground where we usually see those Thor drops or tank drops. And I think that's actually probably a faster rush, just because you can get those Reapers started a little bit earlier. There is also a ton of cliff space, of course, on Lost Temple, so
Lots of areas to jump over. You can also hold the high ground above the Zelnagas and prevent anybody from taking those. Keep that Zerg vision down. Sheth is going to be throwing down his spawning pool after his hatchery, which he is safe to do. Surprised he actually did that without actually knowing if there was close positions. Maybe basing it off the fact that there was no SCV scout yet. But as we see, the SCV scout just now headed out for Stalife. So we are going to have Sheth's Overlord hang out on the high ground. And we just see the timing of an expansion for Stalife. Stalife opening the same way he has been every single game with that barracks at the bottom of the ramp. He definitely favors this. And I think it's kind of risky. Only because heavy Zergling play pretty early on, like some kind of Zergling rush or even a Baneling bust, definitely can take this out pretty quickly.
perhaps. I mean,
That's
it
what
is
I do on
Terran though.
ladder at least, but of course I'm in Diamond, not Master League, so... I mean, if you just go mass Zerglings before he actually has enough time, especially if he tries to tech up Factory, especially if he tries to go Banshees, then you can just get a full surround on these bottom 2 buildings. Actually take them out pretty quickly. That's just the risk you take with that faster wall off. Of course, if you do get a couple reinforcing Hellions behind there, it can also defend pretty well.
Yep. And it's pretty quick to throw up those bunkers at the top of the ramp as well.
So right now we do have Stalife going for a fairly quick command center. He is getting a couple Hellions out. So we're going to see some kind of early push, similar to what we saw in game number 1, where he has these 4 Marines and a Hellion. We do have a Spine Crawler up at the expansion though, so Sheth should be safe against this, but he doesn't really have any Lings out. He has 1 Ling out. So this could do some good damage.
Yep,
See if
here we go, those 4 Marines and that 1 Hellion to join them, just like we saw in game 1, I believe. Doing a really nice job sniping that creep tumor. Was not invisible yet as it was just going down. And he's been doing a really great job stopping that creep spread early on in the game every single time. Even in the earlier stages against Zergs, he's been always killing off that creep, which has really helped out. And we are going to see that Nitro Pack Reaper play yet again. You see a second Tech Lab going down on the racks and a third one, our third racks going down. Overlord Scout from Sheth in here. We'll see this though. May scout that command center.
So probably should suspect the same Reaper opening. And we do have a starport on the way as well, so it's going to be the same thing he's been doing every single game, where he likes to send out 7 to 8 Reapers, along with 1 medevac. It definitely adds to the mobility, so he can lift him up if there is any kind of surround by Zerglings. So it makes him really deadly.
Yep, here comes that starport, but Sheth has already started his Spire. So again, that timing window where those Reapers are actually dangerous is when the Zerg doesn't have enough anti-air. And with those Mutalisks being able to take down that medevac and chase down those Reapers, it should be close. We do see that Spire halfway done and only a couple Reapers out. 3 are out in the field, 3 more in production. Life does land his natural command center there.
We do have a lot of Zerglings being produced right now. The one Hellion does get taken down very quickly while sitting at the Zelnaga. And it looks like Sheth might try to do some pressure on this command center. Gonna be kind of hard with the Reapers here. We already have 1 bunker at the bottom of the ramp with 4 Marines inside, another bunker about to go up. So maybe just doing it defensively as well. He's still droning up pretty heavily. And just barely ahead on Harvesters, 36 to 33, 36 to 34, so it's a really close game right now. We do have Flyer attacks level 1 and 2 Mutalisks on the way.
Yep, 6 Reapers moving out, forced to life, with that 1 medevac taking the Zelnaga watchtowers. We'll jump up on this high ground, and there are a ton of Zerglings up beneath there.
Yep, terrible spot.
The 7th Reaper has joined them.
Sheth getting on the high ground, expecting a jump up, but the medevac will give them high ground vision, so can't get that typical surround you used to see in some of the early Reaper play. Now we do see a scan, so he can push that creep back once again, being very annoying. But here come the Mutalisks.
Oh, the Mutalisks are out. So this timing window is now erased. He's going to have to run home with these Reapers. 1 does go down, and actually going to lose this medevac, I think. Yep, there goes the medevac. Reapers trying to get home as quickly as they possibly can. There goes another one, unable to make it.
He does split them all up, and now there's 4 Reapers inside that bunker, which does a lot of damage versus these Zerglings, so the Zerglings do have to run back. A lot of the SCVs pulled just so the Mutalisks wouldn't get killed, but they only killed 1 there.
Just so much blood on the ground right there. All those Zerglings immediately dying. Looks like somebody spilled like a box of cranberries or something.
As far as units lost, Sheth is slightly behind by 125 resources. Looks like he is going to be breaking down the rocks at his gold, expanding there pretty soon. Already has the drone ready. Good number of Mutalisks out now. It looks like 9 Mutas, and that is going to be versus 22 Marines and 5 Reapers.
Yep. Stalife did finish those missile turrets in his main and his natural though. Although only 1 missile turret at each. And it looks like Sheth has found an open spot, gonna pick off a supply depot. We'll burn it down to the ground.
And is gonna supply block Stalife for a little bit. Now it's 78 supply over 70.
Flyer attacks level 2 already on the way, so really committing to these Mutalisks. And we do see Baneling Nest about to finish, as well as melee attacks level 1 for the Zerglings is now 25% done pretty much. Continuing to pump out Zergling and Muta. Doing a little bit of harassment on that refinery. Killing off a couple actually SCVs actually. Starting in there, taking a few of those missile turret shots, but forcing Stalife to surround that missile turret. And a lot of Zerglings out for Sheth. Do see more Reapers coming, trying to take that Zelnaga tower, but Mutalisks are there to help clean them up.
Yep, got a little too far ahead of the army. It looks like all of them are going to go down here. Marines coming to reinforce. There are 34 Marines here with 2 medevacs.
They do have stim, but there are a good number of Banelings morphing in the natural. I see what looks like 18 Banelings morphing. And he needs to be really careful as to how he engages here. Those Zerglings could get a nice surround. And, trying to surround them, but those Marines do get off creep. Are just scoot and shoot microing here. But we'll get all taken out. Sheth with a very big army lead, I think. Just taking a look at the army tab. Yep, he is ahead. 122 supply to 98. So
Life.
about 20 supplied lead.
Just Life trying a drop right now in the main, but it is going to be cleaned up. May have killed a couple drones there, but the drones actually surrounded the Marines. The Mutalisks came and cleaned up the medevac. Looking at the harvester count, it looks like it actually puts the Life in the lead, 51 to 48. But we do have that third now up for Sheth and mining from the gold, so he's just barely ahead economically. It's actually 1,700 minerals compared to 1,550-ish. This is going to give him his 5th and 6th gas, which means he's going to be able to pump out a lot more Mutalisks, which is definitely the damage dealer in this army. Flyer attacks level 2 is done. He could be getting an infestation pit and trying to tech up so he can get those flyer attacks level 3 pretty soon.
Yep, he's also grabbing that burrow upgrade, which I really like to see as Zerg, especially when you're using those banelings. Cross position will give you a really good chance to make the Terran burn a lot of scans if he wants to push. Looks like those mutants are going to stop the second geyser in the natural from producing and trying to one-shot this turret, but auto repair is just so strong, but does get it. There was only one turret in the main. All those SCVs forced to run to the natural.
So this is actually huge because the Life doesn't have any units back in his base, so these units are getting picked off, and he has to pull a lot of the Marines back.
Looks like he's waiting outside with his Marines and medevacs trying to catch the Mutalisks when they leave the base.
Oh, not sure if it's going to work. No, the Mutas are going to fly to the north, so avoiding that Marine ball.
Sheth did lose a good number, and losing a couple more as those Marines stim up again.
So right now 13 Mutalisks versus 43 Marines, 3 tanks and 5 medevacs. He's also got 60 Zerglings and 17 Banelings waiting in his expansion.
Yep, and those melee attacks level 2 are almost finished. That's really going to help out those Banelings and Zerglings.
Banelings do have centrifugal hooks, so they can definitely chase after those Marines.
Once again, he's been doing a really great job of cutting down this creep spread, so this creep is not really extended out to the middle of the map, which is going to really limit the speed of these Banelings. Life spreading his Marines pretty well here, but there are a ton of Banelings.
All the tanks were cleaned up, a lot of Banelings left after this. Now all the medevacs going to go down as well. There's only 4 Mutalisks left. He is producing 5 Mutalisks right now. 4 Marines coming in. Actually going to take out the rest of these. Some more reinforcements trying to join up, but they do just retreat. 13 Mutalisks left versus only 10 Marines and 1 tank. So the army, a huge difference here. And Sheth actually way ahead on supply. It's 135 to 77, so almost a 60 supply difference.
Yep, he's taking that 4th at the 6 o'clock natural. So continuing his lead, also throwing down that infestation pit. We'll be able to tag up to Hive after that, which I think would be a pretty good idea. We do have still Life taking down his gold rocks, wanting to get up the 3 base. He is pretty sparse in his natural, or sorry, his main.
Sheth comes in, sees the rocks going down. It's the Life actually pushing back. Oh, the tanks are going to get picked off.
There goes one, and there goes the second. Mutacloud doing a really nice job there.
Yeah, some amazing harass right now from Sheth, just keeping the Terran pinned. Another tank going to get picked off.
Going to take out another tank, yeah. And those bunkers are actually empty, and he's actually going to be able to attack these SCVs, getting a bunch of kills here. There are 2 turrets in the back, but he's not even going to care. He's got about 16 Mutalisks there.
And it looks like Life just wants to go for a drop on the main, loading up all his Marines. Looks like about 18 Marines right now are going to go in for an attack. Sheth's Mutas are out of position, but he does have 70 Lings waiting for this. And 27 Banelings with 6 more morphing in. The Marines do drop, going after that infestation pit, which is going to cancel pathogen glands. I think it is going to come out in time. Nope. It's not even canceled. Now the Lings are coming in. This, I think, is going to be a nice battle.
Goodness.
That is
just so much stuff, but in the meantime, he is dropping at that 6 o'clock base. There are very few drones there, but the Marine's going to be able to kill off them all. But he will be able to save this hatchery, I think. Zerglings coming in reinforcing, and yes, the Life has to lift off, but wow, just dropping into a really hot zone. All those Zerglings and Banelings and Mutalisks just completely annihilating that force.
Yep, and the supply difference is now 100.